Fantastic. Kuingia pale deep into the conversation. Fatma,
Okay.
For you, not the girls, you. What do you value in a man? But now, just generally, what values do you think boys, men, let me talk about men, are looking for in a woman?
The man is supposed to provide on your clothing, food, and everything. If you have money or you're working, if you want to help the man, it's you wanting to help the man. Like girls, we have this tendency of, my friend is saying this peer pressure. My friend is saying anapenda mtu tall, dark and handsome. So ndo mimi nisikae ni kama mimi ni fala kwa hii group, lazima pia mimi ni cooperate. Pia mimi nataka tall, dark and handsome. Lakini wasichana tunakuaga na tabia ingine inakuanga enye una expect mtu ajue kitu unataka without telling that person. Communication.
Hi, it's Auntie Ree, and thank you so much for being here. Another beautiful sunny Friday. I think the cold is over and it's getting a little warmer. I think by the time tunafika November, ni sundress and all. So I just want to welcome you once again to Boys Let's Chat, Auntie Ree's Open Mic. This is that safe space we've created to talk about boy child issues, to talk about elevating the boy child, to talk about the concerns that they have, and then find solutions to all these challenges. Because at the end of the day, we have said we want the boy child to be where he is supposed to be, you know. And you have told me about so many things and what you want us to talk about, and we have continued to interact. So even as we start, I'd like to encourage you to subscribe, like, share, leave a comment, let us know what you think about this episode, what you'd like us to talk about, and, you know, just let me know what your thoughts are, you know. Sometimes we don't have the full spectrum of the solutions, but keep sharing with us, and let's just build a very safe space to talk about all these challenges. Now, for a very long time, we've been talking to boys and men, and you know, and you know, asking them, challenge iko wapi? You know, we want you to take the space where you're supposed to be. You know, you need to work hard. You need to be a good man. You know, even when you get to the dating scene, you've got to be a responsible gentleman. One day you're going to be someone's husband, and you have to be responsible. And they're like, yeah, but you know, we are responsible, we do the right thing, you know. So today, we twist this a bit, and we now speak to the girls, and just find out, what do girls really want from these boys and men? What are they looking out for? You know, what do they want? Because if we don't speak to these girls, we might be shooting in the dark, you know. We might just be wanting to achieve things that they don't even want. And therefore, I'd like to introduce to you today Fatma. Fatma is a young girl who will introduce herself. She'll tell you what she does. And then we'll now hear how wasichana wanataka nini. So that pia nyinyi, as you go along and as we're in this journey, because Auntie Ree is walking with you this journey, at least you have some pointers. So Fatma, welcome to the podcast. I'm so happy to have you here. So introduce yourself na uambie our boys we ni nani, unafanya nini, alafu to pick up from there.
Well, first of all, Auntie Ree, thank you so much for welcoming me to this podcast. I've been watching your videos. They are very nice. I think it's a nice initiative. For the longest time, we've been focusing on the girl child. We rarely forget about the boy child. And it's high time that we start focusing on the boy child and also try understanding them. So as Auntie Ree said, my name is Fatma. I'm 26 years old. I'm a producer, presenter, script writer. Basically, I'm at the media industry. I also do a bit of financing and procurement. And for the CBO lovers, I am a CEO of the Reality Check. It's a community-based organization based in Kibra. It deals with the girls and boys, but basically also it deals with the also boy child. So a bit of connection there, because at that level we are dealing with how to make young boys or those girls that give birth while still they're at home, how they they are going to be able to raise good humans so that they don't go through what they've gone through. Their children will not make other people's children go through the same thing. So that's who I am.
Amazing. It's actually very nice when we see young people do big things, great things, impactful things to the society. It does give hope. So thank you, Fatma, for all that you guys do. It's impactful and it will pay off, because I always say when one life is changed in whatever you do for the community, sometimes it just takes that one life changed. And if the message is home, you have changed our community. Fantastic. Kuingia pale deep into the conversation. Fatma, for you, not the girls, you, what do you value in a man? It could, and in a man here, I'm just talking about maybe a potential partner, a friend, a peer. What is that one thing that you value when you look at a man, or do you want to see in a man?
Okay. I believe the number one attribute I'd most at all look in a man, I really would like to find somebody that will be able to understand me. Because at the end of the day, if you understand me and I understand you, we're going to be able to solve everything. Be it that you can't be able to do this. If I understand you, I'm going to accommodate you. But if I don't understand you, I'll just be there feeling like, what am I doing with this kind of guy? He's short-tempered. He cannot even provide for me. That's me not understanding you.
Yeah.
At the same time, I also have my flaws. So if he's not going to be able to understand me, then we are doing nothing. So even if you love me and you don't understand me, it's not going to work.
So what values do you now think these young boys want in a lady? Now you umetuambia the value that you as Fatma would want to find. But now just generally, what values do you think boys, men, let me talk about men, are looking for in a woman?
Okay. I'd say that men are really rare creatures because they go through a lot. But us as women, we dramatize what we go through. When we see something we don't like it, we create drama. We do drama around it. I just want this guy to know that I don't like whatever he has done to me. I don't like it. But a man is there. He's not liking what I'm doing. He's not liking how I'm responding to issues. And he's just there acting like, you want to do it? Just do it. But the behavior they have, I think that the biggest attribute they're looking for in a woman is a woman who would sit down and say that, my man does not want drama. My man does not want this kind of thing that I'll be doing. My man won't sit well with me doing all these things in front of his friends.
Yeah.
My man won't sit well with me talking like this, dressing up like this. So I think basically men want somebody who will sit down, call themselves on a meeting and say, my man loves A, B, C, D. So let me just rotate around that A, B, C, D.
Men, is that true? Do you want peace? Because by the way, the crewmen huko nyuma wamesema hallelujah.
100%. Amen.
Men are saying they want peace. Now it's interesting because it is a lady who is saying that's what men want. But lakini then Fatma, if men want peace, why are men complaining that you're not giving them this peace?
I'm not going to say that we are not giving men peace. It's actually true, we are not giving men peace.
Aya, Boychild leo wamepata support.
I'm actually going to support boys on this because ladies are very dramatic, me being one of them.
Yeah.
And the drama comes in, you have a husband or you have a boyfriend. You guys are still dating, you're on that planning phase of marriage. You already know what your man wants, but you want to behave the other way. We are women. Okay, I don't know what Christianity says about women, but in Islam, in my religion, it's like the Quran says when you get married, the whole responsibility of the house is carried by a man. The man is supposed to provide on your clothing, food, and everything. If you have money or you're working, if you want to help the man, it's you wanting to help the man. But it's the man's responsibility to do everything. But now again, the same Quran also tells us ladies, that man is privileged to have 4 wives. But when it comes to that situation, me as a woman, I'm going to be telling my husband, It's okay. God has said you can marry 4 wives. But you as a human being, how are you feeling leaving me here at home and going to marry somebody else? That is me wanting him to understand me.
Yeah.
But when it comes to him, he's working. I'm also working.
Yeah.
He's expecting me to assist him in something, and I'm telling him, even the Quran does not support that. It says you're supposed to provide everything for me. You're supposed to dress me, clothe me, feed me, take care of my family. And he's also like, they're arguing. But I was expecting this month, I'm not okay, you're going to chip in with something, and I don't want to understand him. But when it comes to the other topic, I want him to understand me. That is being dramatic.
Where?
That is being dramatic. And
Hapa kuna lifeline, by the way. There is a lifeline on the Boychild.
So like, this is, it all goes
But
back
what
to
makes girls too demanding? Shida iko wapi? Why are you not just being an understanding girlfriend, wife, partner?
Okay, I think the kind of vile tumelelewa, we've been given the Africanism in us, whereby mtoto akizaliwa kwa nyumba, msichana amefundishwa kazi yake ni kufanya kazi ya nyumba. Ikifika age fulani ataolewa, akiolewa anapelekwa kwa mwanaume mwenye atakuwa anamchunga, anamfanyia kila kitu. Then boy child amefundishwa apate education, asipate education, anafaa kusoma, because at the end of the day he's gonna marry somebody's daughter
and be the
he
provider.
has to take care of somebody's daughter, he has to provide for that person. Lakini mimi msichana, yes, nimefundishwa kazi yangu ni kuosha vyombo, kufua, kumwangalia, but sijekewa ile mentality ya I'm supposed to be this person's shoulder. Ile siku yenye hawezi pia mimi I'm supposed to chip in. Sijafundishwa hiyo. So wazazi wetu pia, and we are living in a diversified world right now. Things are really changing. I'm not trying to say that we should not embrace Africanism. Yes, let us embrace Africanism because it is our pride, we are coming from there. But it's high time that people understand that if we are changing in other things, let us also make a change in these other things. If we are rooting for girls to work, what are you working for? You're not just working for you to be putting on Louis Vuitton, for you to be working with iPhones all over.
Well,
you are working for you to be a sassy lady, a classy lady. What does a classy lady, how do you define yourself as a classy lady? You define yourself as a classy lady in that you can pitch in for yourself when another person is not able to pitch in for you. What if that person is sick? You're already married, you have a kid. For example, you lose your husband at that time.
Leo Boychild wako. Leo hata siji. Leo mumetetewa. I think what I'm hearing, Fatma, is the modern girl is also asking for too much.
Yeah.
You want a level of equality that's there and not there.
And not there.
So if you don't want to support the man, then go to the basics and stay home. Do what it had been said at the beginning and allow the man to be the provider. Even ndio nakuelewa.
Yes, then we are like so much embracing double standards of the highest level. Because at the same time, I'm coming from a family. My mom told me, oh, my baby, finally you've grown up. You're getting married tomorrow. When you go to your house, respect your husband. I understand you're a modern lady. You have your own job. But ABCD, it's okay. I move ahead. I get married. I start living my life. Then I'm there. I'm doing everything. My husband is doing everything. He's providing for me. He's making sure that I'm looking elegant everywhere we appear together. But now again, it comes to me respecting the husband. I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. Why? Because I have a job. Remember, back at home, you never ever saw your mother disrespecting your father. But now you're trying to make it appear like maybe she was not disrespecting my father because she was not working.
Yeah.
But now I have the ability and the capability of doing so because I'm working.
Hey, okay. It's something to really ponder on. You know, there's the boys have also complained a lot and saying, you know, the men are saying just because now you're working, you look down at me and you decide not to do what I asked for just because we are at the perhaps same level. Let's think about it, and I'm gonna come back to this. Let me ask you, Fatma, is it does physical appearance count when you're looking for a man or a partner? How tall, dark, and handsome? Sasa kwa wale wanauliza wale si tall, dark and handsome waende wapi? But is tall, dark and handsome the prerequisite ama kuna tu okay hiyo ni vizuri kwa nayo lakini it's good to have other things. What's your thought about appearance?
Okay, tall, dark and handsome, I think that's just a line that ladies use when we are with our friends. But in appearance, I think everybody has their own preferences. But when we are hanging out, okay, like girls, we have this tendency of, my friend is saying this peer pressure. My friend is saying anapenda mtu tall, dark and handsome. So ndo mimi nisikae ni kama mimi ni fala kwa hii group, lazima pia mimi ni cooperate. Pia mimi nataka tall, dark and handsome. But nyuma ya tent uko na preference yako. Hata labda uko mahali tayari uko na crush. Umemuona. But inabidi sasa juu best yako anasema kitu fulani, inabidi pia wewe useme hivyo, una flow. Okay, sisi huwa tunajipatia pressure na stress sisi wenyewe. Ushaona kitu, umependa kitu na ni kitu inakusuit, itakusaidia, but kuna pia pressure, umekaa mahali unaona, hey, my boyfriend does this for me. Why are you dating somebody who's not doing that for you? Come on.
So this peer pressure, do you think sometimes it makes because a lot of men say, look, I've done everything for this girl, I've done my best, but peer pressure can really take a relationship mahali mbaya. So do you think sometimes peer pressure affects relationship a girl, a man and a lady?
Peer pressure is one of the reasons that affects relationships. And peer pressure inaletwa mostly na friend, family, and family from both sides. Nikisema family from both sides in that I might be dating somebody, maybe introduce kwa family yake, so sister-in-laws wake wananijua. Me now sasa nimekuwa friends na wao, but you really never know the intention behind somebody's approach to you. The same time pia mimi niko na familia yangu, niko na friends wangu, na sisi kama wasichana sisi huwa tunapenda kuambiana vitu. Wasichana at least we are open minded. Mimi naweza kuwa na issue, nitakaa chini, nitatext best yangu, I'm not okay, blah 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 is happening to me. Then she'll be like, what? Why are you entertaining such? At least that one tunaongea. Unaona hata ni advice ataniambia hivi. So peer pressure comes in that nitachukua advice yake, not knowing that huyu anaweza niambia kunifurahisha. Anaweza niambia mimi nione maisha yake iko sawa na kumbe life yake hata haiko sawa. So ita depend wewe una react aje na hiyo peer pressure. Me listening to my friends, oh, imagine my boyfriend just bought me an iPhone 15. Alafu watu wengine wanakuanga so timid enough, like example sasa saizi unaona iPhone wamelaunch iPhone 16, but bado hata haiko market. Lakini sasa kuna watu wako so timid, hata utasikia nimebaiwa hiyo iPhone mpya.
Unapatia Boychild pressure.
Unaenda unapatia pressure. Unapatia pressure kwa kitu yenye hata bado ijengia market. Ni kulaunchi watu imelaunchiwa. So pia kwa hapo hivyo na pressure zako and everything. But again, Antiri, as much as like I'm so much supporting the Boychild, I'm such a feminist.
Okay.
I'm such a feminist.
And I think I appreciate that because it's very important to be in your fields.
Yeah.
Lazima ukwe kwa fields zako. So kwa hiyo tu point ya feminist, being a feminist, and there's nothing wrong with that because after all you're a lady. When I talk to these boys, a lot of times they're like, I've done everything. But then you go back to the girl and asema, this guy didn't respect me. In your opinion, what kind of respect do you want this? What do you want from this man? How do you want him to make you feel?
Okay. I'd say kuna vile si huwa tunataka mwanaume atumie akili at times. Kuna vile huwa tunataka
hawaitumii sana. Okay.
Au wana move na emotions zao na image yao. Mwanaume wewe unaweza pata umemeet mtu, you're dating that person, but you have your image to preserve. Unaona huyu demu yangu vile anaongea, yes mimi nampenda, but hivi vile anaongea mabeshte zangu hawatapenda. So udem akiwa anaongea hivyo mbele ya beshte zako, wewe una feel kama anakuibisha mbele ya marafiki zako and everything. So there's a way unafaa ku approach that situation. Sasa wanaume hawako the same. Kuna mwenye ata approach your situation na akili. Unajua it's not all the time you're using your heart while solving some things. Actually, me huwa naambiwa na my mom always says stop using your heart solving issues all the time. Ukitumia heart yako ku solve issues all the time, hautawahi make decisions zenye ziko sawa. Kwa sababu utakuwa unasema aki nikifanya hivi nitaumiza mtu fulani. Come on, at some jifikirie saa zingine. So wewe unataka ku make decisions na hati yako. Na mtu mwenye unamuongelea, you are dating that person. Kumbuka pia yako na roho. Pia yeye ako na feelings. As much as una feel hata kuibisha mbele ya beshte zake, unaenda kuiapproach aje. Vile uta approach your situation inanifanya mimi as a lady mimi na feel like this guy is just disrespecting me. This guy is not giving me the full attention that I need. Mwanaume ananifanya. Then kuna hizi vitu wanaume wanafanyaga, msichana anakuwa na low self esteem. And there is nothing bad as somebody making you having a low self esteem.
But don't you think ngoja kidogo, you know me hapa lazima niongelelea Boychild. Self esteem ni yako. You build your own self esteem. Ama unataka kutritiwa kama baby girl. What do you want these boys to do? Anakutreat because there's a problem Tuma, because nowadays your generation, you've gone to school, you have good jobs, you know, you're doing the right thing, and that's really good. But at the same time, in that same breath, you're able to do so many things for yourself. And you're telling your man, I can buy myself a car, I can get my iPhone, I can take myself out to these good restaurants.
Yeah.
Sasa yeye, he's wondering, so if you can do it, then just do it. Yet at the same time, you're the same one complaining, why are you not doing these things for me? So what do you want?
Okay, so mi huwa nasema kila siku, self-esteem is something that you're supposed to build up on yourself. Hakuna mtu atakusaidia ku build self-esteem yako. But at the same time, we are fighting mental health in the society. And right now, mental health is like one of the biggest situations in affect you. And apparently, it's affecting both girls and boys. And mental health ndo ndani ina include self-esteem ya mtu. If you don't have your self-esteem, hakuna vile unaweza jipenda, hakuna vile unaweza jipenda.
Just umesema wewe ndio mwanzo kujipenda. So that even if he loves you less,
without
you
loving
love yourself already.
And without you appreciating yourself, you're never going to feel the love that somebody else is giving you. So, there's me, I'm dating this guy.
Yeah.
This guy is thinking that he's giving me everything that I deserve. But this guy does not understand me that I want something else. And then sisi wasichana kuna maumbile yenye tumepatiwa yenye okay, I can't question God, lakini wasichana tunakuaga na tabia nyingine inakuanga yenye una expect mtu ajue kitu unataka without telling that person. Communication.
Fatma, you have, let's assume a couple, they're young as you, they are married. Wewe umekaa umekasirika as a girl, your emotions are all over the place in your head, scenarios zote ziko kwa kichwa yako. This man that you're with hajui
scenarios.
But wewe unazibuild, you're building them. I remind you of this joke that I read. I'm sure most of you have seen it, where the man is they're sleeping, and the guy the lady is building all. This guy didn't do ABCD. And the man is thinking about football, you know. And this guy is like, if you have a problem, so you tell me. Why are you not telling them? Kwa nini amwendi to the point and say, this is the problem? What's the problem, Fatma?
Okay. I think wanawake wameumbwa hivyo kwa sababu it's not with 1, 2, 3. I think 98% of women like creating scenarios.
Can I give
me being
I'll
part of the 98%?
I put you on stop. Men are linear thinking, Fatma. In the brain of a man, there are compartments. Women's minds are like spaghetti. They're all over the place. So a man needs to know tuko na shida ya pesa, relationship. So if you don't say that slot, for him there's nothing in there. So there's nothing for him to resolve. I think you're making it hard for these boychilds of mine to read your mind.
Okay,
kwa nini ufungui tu mdomo muonge?
Now, it all goes back to what I said earlier. Understanding. You know, when you find somebody who understands you, that person is going to be able to know this girl is not going to talk like this. And nikimwangalia huyo msichana namuona kuna kitu anafikiria lakini hataki kuniambia. it's not like we have all failed relationships. Kuna relationships zenye zina work na tunaziona. Kuna watu personally mimi nimesoma na wao wametoka mbali na relationships zao and so far so good wako kwa relationship nzuri. Na pia relationship kuvunjika, it does not necessarily mean that the guy is bad.
Yeah.
Relationship mingi zimevunjika na mostly unapata mwanamke ndo mbaya, amefanya, kuna zingine pia mwanaume ndo mbaya, alikosea, hakutaka kuambiwa kufanya nini. But me, I think when you get somebody who understands you, because kuna wasichana wamelelewa na ile kunyamaza, wamefundishwa kufunga mdomo. Lakini ukiangalia hizi community zetu za Kiswahili, mtoto msichana amekandamizwa sana. Hata wakati wa kulelewa. Kama sisi tulikuwa ukitaka kuzungumza hivi kidogo unaambiwa unazungumza nini mbele ya wanaume? Yaani unakatazwa literally, even you can't even speak in front of your brothers. Yeah. So una grow up na hiyo feeling that siwezi nika correct mwanaume. So inakuwa hiyo ndio inarudi tena kwa self esteem. Umetoka nyumbani ulikuwa unakatazwa hiyo. Umefika huku you want to communicate something, you can't.
So boys mumeambiwa mkwe mind readers.
So and
just read the mind and
it's
feel
very
the
difficult.
temperature in the room.
It's very difficult, by the way.
To be very honest, I think it's impossible.
It's difficult because you can't know what somebody's thinking of.
Yeah.
And sometimes mtu amekaa hapo anafikiria, nafaa niende nyumbani nipelekee mama wangu nguo ama chakula ama nini. But mimi niko hapo hivyo siwezi kwa akili yangu, saizi anafikiria Samira.
Yeah.
Already nisha build up. Samira saizi anafikiriwa.
Yeah.
Na kumbe si Samira, mamake Mariam anafikiriwa bila atapelekewa vitu. But mimi nisha create Samira. Then we have yani tunajua ku create scenario mpaka inakuwa kitu real.
That was not even there.
Ukiambo uandike kitabu unaweza. Unaweza andika kitabu.
True story.
Yeah. But I feel like ukipata mtu mwenye anaweza kukuelewa inakuwa rahisi. I used to date somebody and alikuwa ananiuliza, Tuma, sasa mimi unategemea mimi nifikirie ama nikuelewe kitu unataka aje? Mimi ni Mungu. Mimi ni prophet, mimi siwezi kukuelewa. But sometimes I feel like pia inafaa wazazi wetu ile wanatu raise watufundishe the importance of speaking up.
Especially if you're coming from conservative families.
Yeah, ukifundishwa importance of speaking up, utakuwa na good conversation skills. At least unaweza kuwa kama una feel kitu unasema I'm feeling this and this. Now communication ina eliminate all those thoughts. Na hata mkikuja ku end up ku divorce ama nini, at least haikui over a petty reason that I thought he was doing this, I thought she was doing this. At least ikue a sensible reason, kitu yenye imeshindikana kabisa, but sio hiyo.
Well, you know, Fatma, I hear you, but I also want to just make it a bit simple. For the, you can't be in a relationship where you're not opening up. There are times that you just decide, look, I'm in this relationship, whether it's in the dating scene or the marriage scene, and you have to really say it in black and white. Believe me, these men are not mind readers. He's thinking about providing for you. He's thinking about dressing you. Surely, them at least mwambie you prefer pink and not green. So that otherwise you're killing him. Then he brings that green one and you're like, hii ndio umeona. So sometimes I think to help in the relationships and just talking on behalf of the boy child, please open up and I'd encourage them, just say it in black and white. Kufura, kunyamaza, kwenda kwa Truecaller, kwenda kwa messages, kutumia watu M-Pesa ya 1 shilling to find out what their name is, is not good, yeah. But there's something a lot of men tell me. Look, Auntie, we got into this marriage and I'm trying my best, but this girl is just not supporting me. I'm not getting the drive. I try this, they wanna say it's not good enough, to a point I'm like, I've given up. Do you think it's important? Sasa, by the way, sasa unaongelelea the girl child. Is it important for the ladies to support the ambitions of these men? Ndio umeshasema, ulituambia they're the ones who are supposed to provide.
Yeah.
So how does someone provide when you're not supporting them?
Okay. even without providing, even when providing is not a topic at all, supporting somebody's ambition should be like a top tier priority. Not even your husband. Just you supporting your brother's ambition is you supporting a boy child.
So now huyu person you have a relationship.
I'm in a relationship. Nafaa kusupport ambition yake. Kwa sababu out of that ambition ndo nitapata hiyo nguo yenye nataka. Out of that ambition ndo nitakula. Out of that. But pia in as much as I'm defending the boy child, kuna pia factors zingine zenye they are not like, some are directly connected to the guy and other reasons are not directly connected to him. In as much as I want to support you, there are also other stuffs that hinder me from doing that. Like? Yes, umenipenda, umekuja kwetu, umetoa ng'ombe, umenioa, tunaishi vizuri. Then you find that after kitu kama 6 months, 7 months, tunaanza kuwa na marital conflict. Marital conflict zenyewe hazitoki directly from one. Maybe sister-in-laws wameanza issues, maybe mother-in-law ameanza issue, ama mother-in-law anataka mimi niishi na mtoto wake vile yeye alikuwa anaishi maisha yake. You know, this is another topic. We ladies, by the way, it's not that we hate our men, it's not that we like living our marriages, but sometimes, and it's also, let me put this clear, we do not hate mother-in-laws. It's not that we hate our mother-in-laws, but kuna driving force mtu huwa anakupeleka mpaka inafanya, what am I really doing here? Why am I sitting here trying to support somebody's ambition, trying to stick by somebody who's not like even 100%? Yes, unamuona, maybe you've got a friend somewhere else. Ako na mume wake, ako na pesa, ako na nini. Wewe umekaa hapo hivyo. Unajua pia ni painful until as a woman, you've left your parents' house, you've left your brothers, umekuja, unavumilia na mtu, then familia yake pia inaanza kukuletea issue. It's not something good. Then as a man, it's also a difficult situation for a man at that time. Kwa sababu it's like you guys are trying to make him choose between the wife and the family. That's also another aspect that even the guy's family, they don't consider. Hawajui hiyo situation pia inamuumiza mtoto wao. Kwa sababu it's either atanichoose mimi ama atachoose familia yake. Akichoose familia yake, what happens to his life? What happens to his marital life? Inamaanisha that is the end of him planning to be a father. That is the end of him planning to be somebody's husband. Then akinichoose mimi, what happens to his paternal family? Inamaanisha hivyo sasa ndo ameacha kuwa mtoto wa mtu ama nini. So it's a stressful situation for them, but it should be addressed. Because even me as a woman, si ati pia nimezaliwa nikuje nikupende nivumilie, but nivumilie extreme pia, it's not also acceptable. Kwa sababu hata sheria ya nchi nafikiri mtu akijiua nasikia unapigwa kabisa na polisi kabla uzikwe. Sababu gani? Umejiua.
Suicide is a crime. But now just coming a bit closer, men are saying you're coming, let's talk about it in the aspect of a marriage or a relationship. You're coming with too much expectation. You know, sometimes these expectations are beyond these people. Okay, it could be that you're coming from a rich family, or it could be that you have your own money. But also this man is trying very hard to fit in his role as the man. But he can only meet you here. Lakini wewe expectations zako ziko hapa. Amekupeleka McFries. Wewe unasema no, mimi ni mtu wa Java or KFC. You know, do you know I can take myself to KFC. I can take myself to things that are beyond him at this point in time. Why is it that sometimes the ladies are getting themselves in relationships knowing very well this man will not meet that point of your expectation na umejipeleka? Don't you think you're frustrating him?
Yeah, exactly. So number one, it's that point that you said. Before dating somebody, you've seen him, you've known him, you've interacted with him. If you feel this guy is not going to level up to my expectation, come back. Go find somebody who you think suits you best. And again, if you choose to be with that person again, we are saying, as I told you, I'm a feminist. I support ladies. I love ladies because I also love myself. So, and the kind of life that I want for myself, Of course, one day I'd want to address people, addressing them as a sassy, classy lady. And for you to be a sassy and classy lady, leo amenipeleka McFry's. Kesho wacha mimi nimpeleke hiyo Kempinski. I believe in 50-50. You know why? Hata wanaume wa saizi mahali tumefika. Mwanaume wa saizi pia hataki ati wewe umekaa tu nyumbani anakuletea 24/7. It's not even fair. It's not even right hata kwa
Fatma, I want to put you on the spot. Munawapeleka Kempinski lakini munawakumbusha mara 10. Tumewapeleka Kempinski.
Shout your point.
You know what? You know you're frustrated. Wewe kama out of the goodness of your heart, wewe umesema tuko 50-50, twende Kempinski. Kesho, ni McFry's unafikiri tutaendelea kuishi kukula? I took you to Kempinski. You know, it's frustrating.
Okay, now the problem here now comes in. That's like two different people. Au ni watu wawili tofauti. You'd find that there's somebody who has a kid with someone, that's lady number 1. Then there's lady number 2 who has a kid with another guy. Lady number 1, the guy does not buy Pampers. The guy does not, literally does not even know the shoe size of the baby. Lakini anaishi na mtoto, anatembea na mtoto vile anataka, ako na privilege ya mtoto wake. Au taisikia lady akicomplain. She's just okay. Why? Nipende nisipende, this is my kid's father. Whether I provide as he provide, at the end of the day, it's my kid's father. And it reaches a point in life when you don't want to think about yourself. You think about the kid's life. Nikifanya hivi itafanyika hivi. Then there is lady number B. Bro, auleti Pampers? Kambali na mtoi. Bro, aujia hata viatu ya mtoi ni namba ngapi? Shule aujia nasoma shule gani? Weka mbali na mtoto wangu. Knowing fully well that maybe huyu mwanaume hayuko kwa maisha ya mtoto kwa sababu hana pesa. Ama you guys you had your own differences enye mwafikisha hapo hivyo henye hawezi solve.
But that's okay. You know, I want to say something. And to the ladies, I think that's very much in order where you're saying, these are my standards and I want to maintain them. The problem that I have is for the ladies tagging along. Unatag along huyu man na unajua hawezi kukupatia what you want, but remind him every day, you know, that you're not to my standards, you know, just go. In fact, I really respect that lady who says, I don't want you in the life of my child or my life for that matter if you're not providing for me. Lakini kwa nini unakaa hapo kumfrustrate? What do you want him to do? Aibe? Because this is what these boys are saying. You want me to give you so much. What do you want me to do? Go steal.
Okay, that is why nilisema mara ya kwanza tuko na double standards. Kwa sababu the minute we are teaching these ladies, saizi kitambo wasichana walikuwa hawasomi wanakaa nyumbani kwa sababu wataolewa. The minute tumeamua we want these ladies to step out, we want these ladies to be working class. Ukiwafundisha hivyo unafaa pia kuwafundisha ku respect themselves. Respecting yourself is not sitting at home and waiting for somebody to provide for you 100%. Okay. Respecting yourself is knowing very well that I'm not supposed to stand at a court with my baby's father demanding for him to pay for school fees. That is respecting yourself. But makosa tunafanya saizi, and I feel like these things should be addressed to parents and to all those people that are outside here telling ladies you can do what a man can do. They're supposed to include this thing in their syllabus. The minute you decide to be a classy lady, decide that you are going to move on with your life. Anytime you decide to get married or you settle, just know that I have a priority towards my man. I have a priority towards my children. I have a priority towards myself. Me respecting myself and me standing out as a lady means that anytime that my man is at his lowest, I have to be by his side. That is you being a sassy and a classy lady. But me kwenda mahali niende, okay, I've attended so many mentorship programs and I'm just listening to women telling ladies, squeezy, hakuna kukaa kwa nyumba. Soma, toka nje. Na mwanaume sikuletee mdomo. Kwa nini? Make sure hiyo time unaenda kuolewa, uko na pesa yako. So that akileta tu ujinga kidogo, unatoka, unaenda. Okay, wewe umemwambia hivyo.
Lakini hakuna ubaya wewe kukuwa na pesa yako.
Yeah, ni sawa.
Mimi na support by Boychild through and through and through. But I also it's not at the detriment of the girl. For me, I'm not sisemi ati usikue na pesa yako, umesomeshwa, you have gone to school, you've gotten a good job, ama uko na side hustle yako, full hustle, you're putting yourself out there. It's good to have your money. I think the problem that I'm having with is where ladies are not able to draw the line and say, okay, as much as I have this much money, I think the issue is how you intimidate these guys.
And Antiri, at the end of the day, you know, like kuna wasichana wengi sana who are really suffering outside here. Mm-hmm. They have money, they live in good houses, but they can't stay in a stable relationship. Why? Because of the same behavior that you're talking about. Mm-hmm. Ulipeleka mtu Kempinski, ukatoka ukaenda ukatangazia kila mtu nilimpeleka Kempinski hivi. Mm-hmm. Inarudi kwa ile peer pressure tulikuwa tumeiongelea mara ya kwanza. Mm. Ukiwa out na friends wako, unataka kubehave vile wana behave. Antiri, I came to understand that kuna marafiki wenye ukiwa na wao, wanakujaza, wanakwambia mtu wangu wako hivi na hivi. In real sense, uko ndani mali anaishi, ana respect mtu wake. Uko ndani mali anaishi mtu wake, hata hana hiyo do, bata utawaijua, ana cover up. Then sasa kuna wengine sasa. Ile wa Tanzania wanasema kuna wao na kuna sisi. Sasa kuna hao sasa wenye wanadanganywa kidogo. Ndio sasa ndio type sasa ya nilikupeleka Kempinski, wewe unanipeleka McFries. Nilikupeleka wapi? You are shouting out your man's problems loud to excite other people who are lying to you. Na wao relationship zao ziko sawa, zinaendelea vizuri. So ndio maana mimi nasema education. And education is not just you knowing chemistry, you knowing biology, you choosing to become a doctor, you choosing to become a nurse, a journalist. I think the first education huwa inaanzia nyumbani kwa mzazi. Napo hivyo ni mzazi anakufundisha kudepend on yourself, wewe mwenyewe kujiheshimu and everything. Na ile pia vile the way you conduct yourself, that is not something you're going to be taught in school. Mi hakuna mwalimu aliniambia. Okay, mwalimu alikuwa ananiambia ukikuwa umekaa kwa basi, mzee akikuja utamsimamia kae. Hiyo naye mwalimu aliniambia. Lakini hakuna, to be honest, hakuna mwalimu aliniambia ukifika kwa marriage, bwana wako akikuongelesha usimjibishe vibaya. No teacher has ever told me that.
I try to disagree a bit. When girls wasichana wakikuwa wadogo as they are growing up, when the girls are growing up wananunuliwa kwanza doli. Unafundishwa, so ufundishwi in that sense, but unajua kuongesha dolly is how you're going to take care of your baby. You start making, you know, those games tulikuwa tunacheza kalongo ya kupika, you know. So kuna orientation flani inakuja subtly, pole. Unajua maybe there'll be a child nitakuwa na muogesha hivi na mlisha hivi, you know, I'm going to cook and then you serve. The problem that I have with the society or the community that we come from, nobody is telling these boys some of these things. Unaona, boy amezaliwa, hakuna orientation, even if it's very subtle, on how he's supposed to morph into a man ule ambaye anachunga familia yake. So one day he wakes up and he's clueless as to what he's supposed to do. You know, girls, in fact, the truth of the matter in the African culture, girl anaambiwa usiende don't do this, don't speak back at your husband, usimjibu ile ameleta ushukuru. In fact, I hear a lot of you know, girls being told when the home breaks, it's you. You know, the home is built by the woman. But who nobody tells these men how to be men, and that's where I come in, and that's where my space and where we all are in comes in, because how do you want him to level up and he doesn't even know what he's supposed to do? Well, you know, providing ni one thing, anafaa kukua head, anafaa kukua the security, the support system, hajui. And that brings me to an issue. Kuna misunderstanding nyingi sana. Do you think it's important, Fatma, in your opinion, when watu wana about to get married, for example, and in your religion especially, you sit the man down, na wewe unakaa chini, unampatia expectations zako zote, na yeye anaweka expectations zake, mnaona kuna middle ground. Because I want to specifically talk about Islam. I see a lot of Christian marriages where people go for counseling pre-marriage, premarital, right? There's no such thing. And we also know that they say there's a lot of divorce in the Muslim marriages as opposed to the Christian marriages. Because mumeenda huko mumejikuta pap, there you are. You make it or make it. Yet, we umesoma, uko hiyo make it or make it ni zama zile za kitambo, you know. But sasa you're here, you're wondering, I'm not even reasoning with this guy. So do you think ni important kukaa ndio mjue hii marriage itawaka ama huyo hafikirii kama mimi? We are not on the same wavelength.
Okay, even besides me and my partner speaking, sitting down and analyzing what we are supposed to be doing, there's actually a chef. I was engaging with him in a conversation and I was like telling him, 1 month prior to wedding in an Islamic society, unapata msichana amechukuliwa, amevishwa ninja, amewekwa, anafundishwa unafaa kuwa hivi. Ukiolewa the first few months you are a wife. Baada miezi 9, miaka 1 ama 2 utakuwa mama. Ukiwa mama unafaa kufanya ABCD. But personally sija witness anything enye mtoto mwanaume anafungiwa anaambiwa hivi na hivi. So it's another way of telling us that we are giving them burdens enye hawawezi kubeba. Tumewafundisha akishakuwa baba responsibility ni yeye anajua tu anafaa ku provide pampers, school fees, nguo, but hajui he's supposed to be there physically, emotionally. Yani the only thing Boychild amefundishwa tangu azaliwe ni pesa. He's only needed financially. Akitaka kuoa anafaa kutoa mali, anafaa kulipa mahari. Akishamchukua huyo msichana amweke ndani ya nyumba, anajua kila mwezi nafaa kuleta rent. Nafaa kuwa nimemletea mke wangu nguo, lakini hajafundishwa the emotional side. And that is why pia inakuwa difficult for them saa zingine kumuelewa mke wake. Kwa sababu at times unapata yes mwanamke ako so stressed out, ameketi maskini anatamani yakae na mtu wazungumze, lakini the man is not feeling that juu the emotional side hawana. The truth of the matter is that wanaume hawana emotional side. They are just not comfortable with breaking down. Unapata mtu akona a lot of issues, a lot of stress. Hautaimpata amekaa chini kama sisi. Mimi I cry. Mimi naye nalia. Lakini sija coming across a guy mwenye hivi anakaa chini analia. It's very rare. So the emotional side of them hawana, and ni kwa sababu haijakuwa build. Hawajafundishwa. So that's another thing that we should embrace. Kama itakuwa possible for also them to be taught that when you get in marriage, you're supposed to relate emotionally with your wife, with your kids, so that pia hiyo relationship yako na mtoto wako ina build up. Unapata in many African homes, mi huwa nikiangalia movie za kizungu nasema we are still far behind, because movie ya kizungu mtoto the minute anapelekwa shule, after a few years mzazi asha recognize talent yake, mzazi ashafanya something about the talent. Wacha education aside, movie ya kizungu utaona mtoto ako so privileged, ako na right, anaenda anakaa chini anaambia mamake, mama I'm not feeling okay, this guy I've seen him blah blah blah. Mama anamjibu. In an African home, try that at your own risk.
You're dead.
Jaribu.
You're finished. I just want us to remain on a point that's very critical for me, even as we speak to the boys and try, because at the end of the day, we want men to be able to hold their families. But there is a disconnect, I think a societal disconnect, where we are not, I don't want to call it an orientation, but I think the preparation of the boy child into a husband or, a provider is lacking. Because times have changed. We're in a society right now where the girls are working, the ladies are working, and therefore the pressure is mounted double or 3 times. So she will be a wife, she will be an employee somewhere, she's gonna be a mother, and there's all these aspects that she really has to juggle, yet she has to perform and be good in all the spectrums and the aspects in her life. What's lacking, however, is the man, where nobody is telling him how to perhaps create a balance in all this, because it's one thing to just bring the money if you do, because we're also seeing that a lot of ladies are now holding very good jobs, so they're coming to support 50% of the household, and I think this is where maybe those rallying behind the boy child, need to give guidance and say, look, it's just not enough to bring the money, because someone else is also bringing 50%. You've got to assist in raising the home. You've got to be a little more empathetic and emotional, because these are the things that are breaking these girls or these women. So you've got to meet her emotionally. We're not absolving responsibilities, but I don't think it hurts to do a little more in the home than just bringing the money. It is fine to do homework with the child. It's okay to run one child to the hospital if the mother is dealing with the other one. It doesn't hurt to wash that sufuria, really. It's because if you're also getting some level of assistance from this lady. And this is where maybe I want to assume and imagine, this is where, Tuma was talking about, you don't understand me, because how much do you want me to ask you to help me? Can't you just see it, And I think it's important that when men are in the process of getting married, some of these conversations need to start to be had, preparing them for the life that lies ahead of them. And in a relationship where it's not a marriage, maybe you're in the dating scene, it's also still very important to understand your responsibilities, so that we don't have the disconnect, But I also know, for Tuma, that even as we have defined roles, it's also very important to have boundaries. And I have an issue that is touchy. These men are saying, you're too much, you're too much in my business. You don't allow me to just, you want to know, you're telling him, okay, go figure life. You want to know every detail and every aspect. You're not giving him space to even think. Sasa hizi boundaries tuna create aje kidogo, ndio even the man akwe ana feel respected kiasi. How it's a delicate balance, but how do you create boundaries?
Okay. I feel like also as girls, when we are coming from our parents' house, it's important also to have those conversations, especially from the mother's side, because they've been married, they've stayed with their husbands. There are some things they know, but they don't tell us. Some things they know, but they don't tell us. I have a cousin sister. I'll just use her as a reference here. She's been dating, and mashallah, she gets good suitors. But all her relationships end because she's too inquisitive. She wants to know where somebody is. If you're not picking that call,
Shida,
you're going to see her where you are. Ask her how she knew you are there. She'll not tell you. Kuna hii kaliba ya unapata ladies are different. There's the, hey, where are you? She doesn't get a response. Ananyamaza, anachana na hiyo story. Mtakuja kugombana huko baadaye, but aliwachana na wewe. But kuna hii, mtu amekuuliza uko wapi? Hajajibu, ameshafatanisha message nyingine. Hujajibu, phone call ya kwanza, ya pili, ya tatu. Kidogo umechelewa. I don't know, it's WhatsApp cloning or your phone has been cloned. Umesimama kidogo, unaona mtu mbele yako. Njoo vitu zingine sisi wenyewe tunafanya ina end up kutuumiza sisi wenyewe. Because if somebody is not telling me where he is, me forcing myself to know where that person is, alafu I end up finding him in the wrong place. Nani anaumia at the end of the day? So there's also a point of our mothers telling us that ukiolewa, ama even in that dating site that you are, respect boundary ya mwanaume wako. Because also men, me the way I understand, I have brothers. Na wanaume, it's not 2% or 20%, 99% of men hawapendi mambo yao kuongelewa sana. Na mwanaume hapendi all the time huwa anaji-explain kwa mtu. And it's not that he's doing something wrong, but it's just us being ladies, it's just us acting as ladies, and it all goes back to the ku create scenarios zenye huwa tunapenda ku create. But in real sense, mwanaume hapendi kufuatiliwa sana na mwanaume hapendi kuchungwa. Actually me, the guys that I've interacted with, most of them huwa wanasema they find somebody else kwa sababu wanaona ni kama mwanamke anamchunga sana, and that is why they say wanapenda peace. Hiyo peace si ati ni peace ati anatafuta, si ati anatafuta peace ati mtu mwenye ananyamazaga. Pia yeye anataka mtu tapiga story naye, but hii peace yenye wanaume wao wanatumia, yani hawataki mtu mwenye anawachunga, mtu mwenye all the time 24/7 uko wapi, unafanya nini, unaongea na nani. Hata wewe kama wewe, hata mimi kama mwanamke pia binafsi,
it is stressful.
Ni stressful mtu anakuchunga 24/7, unafanya nini, umeenda wapi. Come on.
These men, Fatma, want to build relationships that are solid. They have said they want relationships that are strong. They want their marriages to work. Can you just tell them what are 3 things that they need to do so that they continue to work? Because when I talk to them, they say, I didn't get into the relationship ndio yaribike. I didn't get married for it to fail, but they're failing. Yeah. So what would you tell them? What are those 3 very important things that they need to do?
Number 1, in as much as I've said, we ladies are stressing, we ladies are dramatic. Number 1 thing I think the men should be doing is, all men should understand that that is how women were created. And when they put that in mind, it's going to be so easy for them. Because there are some behaviors that you can't rub off from a woman. Even me now, I'm seated here, I'm saying we are dramatic and everything, but the same me, I'm still going to sit down, I'm still going to create a scenario of something that is not there. So if my man understands me the way I am, I think when they understand us, it's going to be so much easier for them to put themselves in our shoe. And somebody else might come and tell you, why are you living with this girl? Ako hivi, ako hivi, ako hivi. But umeshamjua, umeshamuelewa. So inakuwa easy kwa we kuishi na yeye. And sisi wasichana pia saa zingine si ati tuna create drama because we want to stress somebody.
You want to maybe do you do that because you want to prove that they love you?
Yeah, of course. Saa zingine ni attention unataka. Yeah, of course, yeah. Kuna time yenye nataka nimsumbue tu aniambie, "Oh, si hivyo.
Sorry baby.
Kama hautaki niende hiyo game basi ni sawa, nitakaa na wewe." Saa zingine hata sikutaki hapa, lakini pia saa zingine ni kusumbua tu, unaona. Then of course pia there's that issue of we also have our days. Kuna siku zetu zenye tuko sawa, siku zingine hatuko sawa. So it all depends ni time gani yenye mtu ametrota drama. And you see also hii issue ya siku za siku niko sawa, siku siko sawa. There are also some men who don't understand that. So inakuwa pia difficult for me because as a woman I'd want a partner who understands me. Today I am not okay. I am in my days. I need somebody to like pamper me. I need somebody to just tell me, babe, I don't have money, but the little that I have, you can have the chocolate that you want. Si lazima nikwambie nataka chocolate all the time.
Boychild munaangusha na mnachoma. You can't be told things every time. I think I agree though. And I tell them, I even usually tell them, sometimes it's very important to know your lady, understand her, feel her. Because remember, she chose you, and I think it's very important. There's a very big difference emotionally between men and women. Men think different, women think different. Women are emotional. I don't think it hurts, dear men, once in a while to just wear your emotional heart and say, "Wacha ni feel baby hivi leo." Maybe this is what she wants. Maybe me, for cooking for her might help today. Maybe me telling her, "Wacha, I'll do the school runs." Maybe let me tell her, "You know what, Leo, I'll go to the market." It's small things. It's not all the time that it boils down to the money. But I think what I really hear you is the ladies are saying you must understand them. You must understand their makeup. You must understand their emotional being, and you must also understand them as an individual that they are, so that they don't have to keep reminding you, wamechoka kushinda kuambia, do this or do that, yeah? So it's, you just want them to know you holistic and just do what you want done. But when they do that, Fatma, do you also promise that you'll be nice, gentle, good people to them?
Okay, that's actually bringing me to my second point, which is one thing I know about ladies is that pia, and that one you can bear attest to it. Msichana akipenda, anakuwaga amependa. Ukiona msichana pia anakusumbua,
Hakutaki.
hakupendi na hakutaki. Either anataka kula pesa yako ama anataka tu kukusumbua, but ule msichana mwenye amependa mtu for real, hiyo naye nitatetea msichana mpaka mwisho. Msichana akipenda mtu anakuwaga amependa mtu. So there is this thing yenye nilikuwa nimeitaja, nimezungumzia, it's about family. So mimi na wewe tumepatana, tumependana, tumeshaoana. I don't think I actually had one sheikh. He was speaking, I don't know about Christianity, but based in Islam. It's actually my husband. It's not the priority of my husband to take care of my mother. Did you know that? I actually had that and I was like, okay, it's not a priority. He's not even supposed to be taking care of my parents. Him doing that is him
Wanting to make you happy.
Wanting to make me happy out of humanity. Me as a wife, it's not my priority to visit his mom, go there, wash her clothes, do anything for her. Me doing that, it's just out of humanity, out of love, and me wanting to show my husband that I love him, appreciate him, and appreciate his family. But it's not something that I'm supposed to be doing. It's not like I'm supposed to be doing. So vitu mingi sana zenye pia huwa zinafanya wasichana wanaona like I'm wasting my time with this guy na hani appreciate. Watu wake wanataka mimi ni behave. Unasikia watu wake anasema usi wife material. Wife material kwa nini? Sababu hajakuja kwenye kuwapikia, hajakuja kwenye kuwafulia, aje kwenye kila siku afanye nini. So at times me I feel when you take somebody's daughter, umemchukua kwa lengo gani? Kwao alikuwa anakula, kwao alikuwa anavishwa. Umemchukua kwa sababu you've decided to man up, you've decided to move on with your life, you've decided to become a husband, and of course you've decided to become a father. Hiyo ndo lengo ya marriage. And it's not related anywhere with my mother or your mother. Mahali wataingilia, of course they're going to be grandparents. Ni sawa, hatujakata. But us being told, you've been created from the rib of that man who is going to be with you. I am your other rib. As much as I love your mom, you love my mom, you respect my mom and everything, at the end of the day, you're supposed to be thinking of me. At the end of the day, I'm supposed to be thinking of you. There's no way I'm going to be seated here, think of you, and you don't want to be thinking of me because your parents are saying this. So another thing that is killing us, the guy's family is giving us a lot of pressure, it's giving us a lot of stress. So wanaume, kama mnaweza come up with a way of making us tukae mbali na familia yenu, ni sawa mtubebe tuende tuwatembelee and everything. But hiyo respect idumu, heshima idumu, na tukae tukijua huyu ni mama mkwe wangu, amenizalia mume, nafaa kumheshimu, nimpende, lakini tusingiliane sana.
Umesikia? I think that's a message to the parents, especially. Sometimes when your children, especially the younger children who are getting into marriages, give them time to find themselves, give them time to find each other, you know, and just know that when you interfere too much, you're the first recipe of divorce issues. And that's a fact. And I don't think any one of us parents want our children to get into marriages to divorce. So I think it takes wisdom to know when to stop. You know, they could be your children, they could be people you're looking up to. Has been a very interesting conversation today. Hearing it from the girls themselves and what they want from men. Meambiwa, they want understanding. They want you to know them. So go read them, go know who your woman is and really do what she wants you to do. But we've also encouraged them that they need to speak out. The women are asking for love. You know, don't leave her in the house as a piece of furniture and you're out there doing your thing. They also want to feel a part of it. And, you know, all those aspects that we have talked about. A lot of the discussions today were skewed around the Islamic way of viewing things. And we're going to have another view in the next coming episodes on different culture, different religions, and how it relates. So I think it's very interesting, and I'm sure the boys have listened in today to just understand. Kidogo wamekuwa supported. They've also had, I saw so much happiness where they said, wasichana pia wawache kukua too demanding or to be a little too unreasonable, because you are. If you're getting into this, you didn't come into a relationship to punish someone's son, yeah? Even though you want their mothers to keep off. So thank you so much for listening in. I'm very keen to hear your comments and your views. Please remember to join us in our social media pages. Subscribe, like, share, tell us what you think, what you thought. I also want to just let you know that if you'd like to be a guest in our shows, please write to us and we will reach out to you. So thank you so much, and until next time, God bless.